So we're straight. Hi, it's Ellen Violette here, and we've had a really crazy day today. And so I thought that I would talk about intuition because intuition helped us to literally, possibly dodge a bullet today. So I'm going to tell you a couple of stories, and I'm also going to share a cool book marketing strategy that came up because of intuition. So the first thing that I want to talk about is what happened today. And I'm really mad at myself because I wish I had actually done this part live in front of my bank, but we didn't. So I'm telling you about it now. But what happened was we went to our bank, and there's a place on the side where you can park. And there's almost never a place to park there. And when there is, we usually park there. But we didn't do that today. And then what happened was, on our way back, we saw that there were all these cops standing around. And we managed to park. There's another place where you can park on the other side. And we went and we parked over there. And we started to go to the bank, and there were two cops there, and they were telling us that the bank was closed. And we said, "Oh, was there a robbery?" And they said, "Yeah." And it was so weird because, again, it's intuition, because normally I would always take that place. I didn't even know why today my intuition was to not take that place. But had I taken that place, God only knows what would have happened. We might have been in the bank at the time of the robbery. I just can't even imagine being in something like that. Oh my God. Anyway, so we stood around and talked to the cops for a few minutes, and then we just decided to go to another branch. So that's what we did. But it was absolutely wild. So when you get those twinges, or sometimes intuition tells you to do things that just don't make a lot of sense, but if you follow it, it usually works out better than if you had not followed it. So that's my crazy story for today. I'm just so grateful that we didn't walk in on a robbery, and especially, who knows, I don't know if they had guns or what. I just know I didn't want to be there. So that was the first story. The second story was that I bought a book online a while ago, and it was one of these deals where it was free with shipping. And at the time, I really wasn't sure why I was buying the book, because, again, I don't know, it wasn't something that spoke to me all that much, in the sense that, I've just bought so many books over the years, self-help books, and, books about how to be, how to have more money, and how to have more love, and how to have more health, and how to have more happiness, and all that. And I thought, hi, Carlos. And I thought, do I really need another book on this stuff, first of all? And second of all, I thought, oh my God, I'm a book hoarder, and that's, I don't need more books. But for some reason, I was impressed to get this book. And so I got the book. So the book came today. Hi, Rich. The book came today. And you came in late, but you got to watch the first part, Richard, because you're not going to believe what happened to us today. But anyway, so I got the book, and inside the book, there was a flyer. And I thought, okay, well, let's see what this is all about. So the flyer says, here's how to use your copy of the book, which is called Abundance Unleashed. It's by Christian Mickelson, to win $500. I went, okay, how do you do that? So I started reading this flyer, and I've got to say, there's a reason he's a multimillionaire. I mean, this strategy is absolutely brilliant. So, and what he said to do, I haven't done it yet, but I'll do it after I get off this Facebook Live. But he said what he wanted you to do was to take a picture of you with the book and then post it, number one, and I'm telling you the short version. And number two is he also invites you to a group, and of course he's going to announce the winners each week in the group. So, I mean, that just blows my mind, because what he's doing is he's using it to grow his group. At first he made sales with the book. He's using it to grow his group. and he's getting people to spread the word and market the book for him. So um, it's just phenomenal. So I'm really glad that I got the book, and I'm glad that I was able to share that with you. And if you want, a copy of the whole thing, then you'll have to get the book. And it's at www.abundancefb.com, abundancefb.com. But again, it's like sometimes, we just get these gifts. Hi, Daniel. We just get these gifts, and you don't always know that you're going to get them. But like I said, if you follow your intuition, sometimes you just, you stumble into things, or sometimes like my mind says, well, this is crazy, or, why should I do this, or this doesn't make any sense. And like I said, every time I follow it, though, things happen that I, couldn't have imagined were going to happen, or other things were like, didn't happen, like getting in the middle of a robbery in the bank today. So anyway, so that's, that's what I wanted to share. So, and it's funny because my husband and I have talked about this so many times, that people were burned at the stake in the Middle Ages, as witches, and really all they were doing was following their intuition, and it scared other people. And, or people are like, they're suspicious, of people who, are either psychic or talk with the dead or have, increased intuition or whatever. But honestly, it's like one of the best gifts that we have. And, when you honor it and you follow it, and I know sometimes it's not easy to follow. Sometimes, your mind just says, that is just crazy. That is just absolutely crazy. But it's amazing, what your mind can do. I mean, it's so funny because this is a little aside, but I'll share this story with you too. I was laying in bed last night, and I had this wonderful acupuncturist when I was living in Studio City, and I had lost touch with her, and I could not remember her name. And I had tried looking her up, and I was just racking my brain. It was just driving me crazy. And finally, I started asking. I said, okay, what is her last name? What is her last name? And I just kept saying it every so often, what is her last name? And then last night, I was laying in bed, and all of a sudden, it just came through so clear what her name was. I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy, because it was just, it's like a song that gets stuck in your brain, and you can't get it out, and or you just want to know something and you can't think of it, or sometimes when you just can't think of a word. So anyway, so it was just amazing. But it's just using the brain power, using the intuition, using the brain power, asking, that everything worked perfectly. My husband does that a lot, actually. He'll pray, he'll say, we'll be in the car, and he'll say, please, keep us safe from car accidents and anything bad happening while we're out today. Or I'm not saying it as well as he says it, but anyway, he'll often do that. And then he was saying today, maybe the prayer askings that he did, opened up the space for me to hear that properly, at the bank. So who knows? But I don't think any of it hurts, and I think that following your intuition is a great thing. So that's all I wanted to say for today. Again, if you want to get Kristen's book, it's at myabundancebook.com, and it's a really cool strategy that anybody can use. And of course, maybe you don't have $500 to give as a gift every week, but I'm sure that you can get creative and figure out some other things. Hi, Giselle. Figure out some other ways to go about it, or try some different ways of doing it. But the basics of it, the structure of it, is just brilliant. So that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.